You know it's a Harley Davidson. It doesn't sound like a Harley Davidson. It doesn't look like a Harley Davidson, but it's a Harley Davidson. Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you may notice, I am on a different kind of Harley Davidson today. Today I'm actually on the Pan America, the 2022 Pan America 1250S. So I've been keen to think about getting a different style of bike. Sarah and I are talking about going to the 120th anniversary next year in Budapest. So it's made me think about trying something different, do mega miles, do some big journeys, travel up the west coast of Scotland, just do something a bit more adventure riding. And as most of you all know, I'm a big Harley Davidson enthusiast. So I thought, let's take one of these out, see what this is like, because as we all know, there's loads of comparisons. You've got the BMW GS, you've got the Big Africa Twin now, you've got a few more others. A lot of you guys who are more into adventure riding will know a lot more than me. It's just something that when Harley Davidson came out with this, I was a little bit sceptical. Everybody's test rode one, said it's amazing. I've been a big twin guy, riding at Street Glide Special. I've got a lowrider S. My wife rides a Softail, and I was thinking, this is maybe not our scene. So I thought, well, I want to try it. So I asked the guys at West Coast Harley if I could take one out for a couple of hours, take it around and see what it's like. So right now I'm on my way to Balmaha. So way up to Balmaha to just basically take it on some back roads, some motorway, some town riding, and to see what my overall impression of this bike is. So I have been on it for like the last 20 minutes after I left West Coast Harley, just to get accustomed to where the indicators are, all the controls, what it's like for the brakes, changing gears. So this is no means, I can't give anybody a technical review. I can only give you my opinion of this bike based on being a long-term Harley rider who's used to riding baggers, street glides, softy like bobbers, all this thing to jump on a big adventure bike. And all I can say is I'm really, really impressed. That Revolution engine, it is exactly what they said. It's got the wow factor. For definitely for me anyway. It doesn't sound like a Harley, and I know that's the point. It sounds like a normal inline. But this thing's it's just something else. I was going on the motorway there at Glasgow coming off, and what a difference. It just pulls. It does pulls and pulls and pulls. And I thought, well, this is really good. So I'm on my way over to Balmaha, so I'll give you my opinion on the way there. So this one has got all the little toys on it. It's got the adaptive suspension on it. It's got the panniers on the back. It's got a few of the little other, things. The only one thing that I will say that if I was going to buy this one, I would definitely put the risers on it. I personally feel a little bit hunched over the bars. Now, I'm 5'10". I've got a 29-inch inseam on my leg, and I'm completely flat-footed on this bike, right? So there's no problems there height-wise. But I think maybe my body's just a bit taller, so I feel like I'm leaning over the bars a little bit, and I can feel a little bit of pain on the back of my shoulder blades. So when I was looking up the Harley Davidson accessory catalogue, I did notice that you can buy risers for it. So if I was to go for something like this, it would definitely be something that I would definitely invest in, especially if you are taller bodied. Some people have got longer legs. I've got 29-inch legs, but I've got a longer body. So the balance of this bike is amazing, actually. I don't know what was going on in my head at the time, but I was thinking, I put these three boxes on, put this demonstrator out, it's got the top box and the panniers on it, and I thought to myself, this bike is going to be maybe heavy or a little bit straight, like a bit awkward to to manoeuvre for somebody like me who's used to a bike with a lower centre of gravity. And no, to be honest, I really, it's so easy to manoeuvre. Guilty pleasure. I went to McDonald's into the car park to see what it was like, and not McDonald's to see the to see the bike guys, whatever makes comment, and yeah, what like it's just so easy to manoeuvre and get around, get on top of as well. Like just to fling your leg over. So yeah, really happy. And as you can see, I am literally like being able to go around these bends, and it is just taking everything that I can throw at it, and it's pretty. You can listen to that induction noise. It is very nice. So that is a good bike. I feel really upright, which is obviously what you want for when you're doing this kind of adventure riding or adventure touring. Feel really upright, which I'm pretty strange. I'm not accustomed to. My bike has got 19-inch 8 hangers, and really like sitting there, like it's just my normal ride position. Whereas it's just something different. It's not a bad thing. It's just different, and that's one thing I need to get used to. I am no means some big, you know, motorcycle journalist with expert. I have just got 20 years worth of riding experience behind me, and so far I actually really am enjoying this. I'm enjoying how nimble this bike is. I'm enjoying how nimble it is with the cases on it. Now they aren't fully loaded, but I'm enjoying the fact that I know that I've got the luggage on it, and I'm still able to have the confidence to think to myself, I'm going to do some of these bends with it. Gear changing, I'm wearing the wrong shoes, guys. I'm wearing casual riding boots. They're good for riding street bikes, but for this, I definitely would suggest a harder, like for me, like a proper adventure boot. But see, when I am changing gear, it's so assertive. You feel it clunk. It's a proper. You know you're in gear. It's not a did I get in gear there? It just goes. Now, sometimes over the years, with some of the bikes that I've owned personally, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get into neutral. This thing, no problem. I've stopped 2 or 3 times just to check, make sure that everything's okay with it, and yeah, no issues at all getting into neutral. So gear changing is very assertive. Indicators. Back to the old days, so I've been riding Harleys for quite a long time now, 10 plus years, and you had your left indicator on your left side, right indicator on your right side, normal. Right now, it's all on the one, it's on the left button, and it's right under there. Now, I never checked before I left West Coast, but I was riding along, and I was going, oh, is that the indicator? So I tested it, and yeah, it was. So left and right is left indicator, right indicator is both on the left hand side, just under here on the control panel here. So left indicator, left also right, and then to push in the middle would give you your cancellation. And here obviously on the left as well is your ability to go through different controls. You've got your heated grip select, everything's here. It is really easy to get to. So you don't have to really pay. If you've got good muscle memory, you'll be able to remember where all these little functions are. So, really impressed. First things first, not going to lie, I was not sure if this was going to be for me. So, riding a lowrider, as we all know, it's a 117 lowrider that I have. I've got a stage 5 street glide, and that's a great bike. Different styles of touring. This feels more like you could go forever. You could take this anywhere, and I think that's like the actual thought process is. I'm kind of limited with the street glide, and that's where I'm thinking: do I progress onto one of these? Because I have the lowrider there as well, and I could use say a Softail if I want to. So, yeah, absolutely amazing. If you haven't had a shot of one of these guys, definitely get yourself to a dealership and get it taken out. It's one of those bikes that actually just inspired confidence the minute I've taken it out. I've waited so long to actually test ride one, I don't know why I've been putting it off. Maybe just because my thought process is different now, with I want to go bigger journeys and a bit more further afield, and like maybe like a bit more all weather instead of being a seasonal rider. Because most people I know, we all ride from early spring to late autumn, and I'm one of those. I am a fair weather rider, and if I had something like this, I could maybe see myself going a bit further afield. So yeah, definitely. You know, I say I'm not going to give you a mega, like a big, more in-depth review. All I could really say from a Harley Davidson's enthusiast, shall we say, is this bike does really tick all the boxes for me at the moment. Now, I'm not going to lie, I will test ride the BMW and I will test ride the Africa Twin. My brother has test rode the Africa Twin, he loves that bike, so I'm going to have to make a comparison between the two to see what it is like for myself anyway. You know, I love how it feels raw. It feels like a raw bike, and I quite like that. You know, I know it's got a lot of aids with adaptive right suspension, brakes, big Brembo brakes, etc. It's got all the toys in it, but it feels more raw, as in like I would feel like I'm definitely more in control, and I like that. I used to have a sports bike back in the day, that had traction control, ABS, everything. It was almost like it took away all that stuff for you, you know, the fun. But this feels like take all the luggage off and you become a hooligan for the afternoon, you know, or the day or the week or whatever you do. So yeah, definitely. What else? You know, I actually have no complaints at all. You know, I'm not kitted out for doing any adventure riding today, but the roads that I've been on, I feel very, very comfortable on. Would I buy this? Yes, I can see myself going home and trying to persuade Mrs. Burning Gas Hall and ask that this is a good buy for maybe for next year, for definitely going across Europe. Not just Europe, I really want to go to Norway and Sweden as well, and I'd also like to go to up the west coast of Scotland. That'll be the first port. I'm going to head up all the Outer Hebrides and all these kind of places, explore a bit of my own country. Go to Norway and Sweden during the late part of the winter, and then summer I've got Budapest, and then I've got my sister's wedding, and that's in France, so I'm going to go to that as well. So we're going to ride there. So I'm thinking something like this would be an ideal thing to take. You know, lots of luggage capacity. You know, lots of comfort. It's just that whole idea that, you know, it's a Harley Davidson. It doesn't sound like a Harley Davidson. It doesn't look like a Harley Davidson, but it's a Harley Davidson. And that's what's on your mind. You're going, what's going on here? Somebody's playing some magic on me. You know, like, it just reminds me of the old days of riding my sports bikes around, but completely upright, and the ability to go, oh, look, there's rocks and sand, let's do it. No, absolutely amazing, guys. Say, not mega review, but really impressed. So, if you have made it this far in the video, thank you, and I really appreciate it here in Burning Gas, Hall and Ass. If you could click the like, so it lets YouTube know we're doing a good job, and shares the video with like-minded people who are interested in motorcycles and Harley Davidson culture all in. So here she is, Harley Davidson's 1250 Pan America. It's got the full luggage kit on it. Looks quite nice. There, 22 reg, active suspension, Baja orange, I think from memory. Great bike. No complaints. I think it does exactly what it says in the tin. You know, if you just having a look at this one, I don't know, you can see down there. I'd buy, if it was me personally, I think I'd get big skid plate to cover up that. The voltage rectifier down here. I'd maybe put a few more of the protection for around here on the headlight, protect that for any loose stone chips. I can only imagine what it's going to be like if I end up going over to Budapest. You could buy the extra crash protection. I know it comes with these crash bars here, but I definitely would think I would maybe go ahead and maybe upgrade it a little bit, make it fit for maybe a bit more extreme purpose, maybe should be the description, you know. I know I've seen a few of these, you know, they've been out for maybe it's over 18 months now, and I've seen a few coming back in with a couple of thousand miles back in for trading. I don't know what, you know, what the meaning of that is the guys that have bought it for a journey and they've done it and that it's now served its purpose in life. For me, you know, I want to go a bit more further afield, so yeah, we can only see what the future brings with this one, but definitely worthwhile. Great bike, good job, Harley Davidson, good job.